Today's topic is the appropriate use of timeout. Timeout is probably one of those strategies that parents have long used, hoping that it would curb problematic behavior. But the problem is that it can be used incorrectly and may not be effective at all, simply because the child doesn't respond to that kind of intervention. Timeout is essentially timeout from reinforcement, social reinforcement, getting attention of some sort. So the idea is if you isolate them for a bit, that they'll kind of learn their lesson. But if social reinforcement and attention isn't important for them to begin with, then it really has no effect on their behavior. And I think most parents out there kind of understand this, but yet they don't have anything else to go to. Sometimes taking away a preferred item, sometimes just gentle nurturing, sometimes incentivizing behavior rather than trying to discourage bad behavior, so incentivizing good behavior by providing them extra perks or something along that line can be more effective than sticking them in a corner or whatever else that you do. If you use timeout, however, it's very important to keep the message very short and succinct. They'll want to argue with you, but you have to remind them that this is not the time to argue, this is the time to follow instructions. You want to make very clear why they're in timeout, so they don't stand there for the 3, 4, 5 minutes that they are wondering why they're being punished. It's not one of those things where I want you to stand here and think about what you did wrong. We don't want them to ruminate on all their mistakes, but we want them to know why they're there. And when you're done with the timeout, you can lovingly bring them back to you and say, can you tell me while you were in timeout? And oftentimes, in my experience as a parent, they won't be able to at first. And then you can gently say, well, until, I'll tell you, but you're going to have to take a little bit more time in timeout. And I need you to know, I need you to be able to communicate with me. It's okay for kids to reflect on their mistakes and ask them what they would do different next time and to problem solve with them. But if you just have them leave timeout, okay, go back and play, then you're never really kind of getting at the core of why they were sent there to begin with. And timeout can actually be used to create a bond if done in a loving, nurturing way, which brings me to a very important point is don't use it when you're angry. Give yourself a chance to cool down, direct the child, connect with them, let them have their experience, you have yours, and then you can come to a mutual understanding of why they were there to begin with. They didn't follow instructions or something along this line. For parents that use these strategies, they find that it's very effective. For those that tend to kind of just use it as, I don't have anything else, usually doesn't work. If you have any more questions about this or other related topics, just be sure to leave a comment below.